Tonight, gone rogue. WA's Rod Cullerton fires another shot in his bitter battle with Pauline Hanson. Liner Luxury, one of the world's biggest cruise ships, docks in Fremantle. Rare birth, a special seal pup born off WA. And Hawthorn's Jared Roughhead given the all clear from cancer.
This is 10 Eyewitness News, first at 5 with Narelda Jacobs.
Good evening and welcome to 10 Eyewitness News. First, renegade WA Senator Rod Cullerton is headed for a showdown with Pauline Hanson. The pair locked horns in a public spat on the eve of a High Court challenge that could see Mr Cullerton kicked out of Parliament. The largest cruise ship ever to enter Australian waters has arrived in WA. The $1 billion Ovation of the Seas docked in Fremantle this morning to much fanfare, welcomed with a traditional water cannon salute. It's time to get a preview of sport now with Tim Gossage. And Goss, some great news for a popular AFL star.
Yeah, this is absolutely beautiful stuff. Jared Roughhead has revealed he is clear of cancer, and even the news has caught him off guard. We'll hear from the Hawks champion. Also, cricket in Canberra. It brings couples together, brings tears to your eyes, and Australia's in the box seat, smashing New Zealand all black and blue. And we'll also put you in a spin tonight. 3 indoor skydiving records, including one right here in Perth. All that and more on the way in sport.
Thanks, I'll see you shortly. Coming up in 10 Eyewitness News, storm death. A freak accident kills a foreign backpacker. And a dramatic arrest after a home invasion horror for an AFL star. Thieves have ransacked an AFL player's home and stolen a luxury four-wheel drive. Police spent more than an hour chasing the stolen Porsche in a high-speed pursuit across Melbourne. The gang had taken the keys after breaking into the family home of Hawthorn's Brendan Whitecross. They ran for the door when confronted by the angry midfielder. It's being claimed not all fat is bad for you. The battle to beat the bulge has been boosted with a discovery that could help us use our own body fat to lose weight. Michael Schultz joins us now. And Schultzy, it was a beautiful day.
It was, Narelda, and another one coming up tomorrow. It's going to be mild once again, but if you're waiting for some warm weather, Friday and Saturday now look like they're going to be a bit warmer than we were suggesting last night. At the moment, we've got a trough lying over inland parts of Western Australia and a weak cold front off the southwest corner. We've been sitting between those two features today, which gave us a pretty good southerly during the course of the afternoon. So we got to 24.7 at 18 minutes to 1 this afternoon after an overnight minimum of 12.9 at 14 past 5. Out to the east, it reached 32 at Northam, 24 to the south at Mandurah. The lowest was 21 on Garden Island. That was also the equal lowest in the state today. And the rainfall tomorrow, you see that weak cold front's going to move on to the southwest corner, could take a shower as far north as Perth and across to Bremer Bay before contracting to the south coast, and the seasonal storms will continue in the northern and eastern mining and pastoral areas. Full details at 5 to 6.
We'll see you then. Thanks, Michael. Ahead in 10 Eyewitness News, a heartbreaking award for the football team wiped out in Colombia, and the highest honour for one of our favourite Aussie characters. The family of a US man shot dead during a police stop is refusing to give up their fight for justice after a judge declared a mistrial. Officer Michael Slager was filmed firing 8 times into the back of Walter Scott as he tried to flee. The top stories on Perth's 10 Eyewitness News. Rogue WA Senator Rod Cullerton is headed for a showdown with Pauline Hanson. The two have locked horns on the eve of a High Court challenge that will determine Mr Cullerton's eligibility to remain in Parliament. The biggest cruise ship ever to enter Australian waters has docked in Fremantle. The Ovation of the Seas, which is on its way to Sydney for the cruise season, can hold more than 6,000 people. And a rare elephant seal pup has been born off Rockingham. It's only the 3rd time it's happened in WA in the past 20 years and the first in the metro area. Wildlife officers are warning sightseers not to get too close. Like a lot of fun. Now, Gossage back with sport and more bad news for the Wildcats.
Narelda, they're running out of chances, they're running out of troops as well. We'll have more details a little later, along with some great news for an AFL favourite. The coast is clear for Jared Roughead, the Hawthorn star, cancer-free and ready to resume his career. We'll hear from the lovable Hawk shortly. And sealed with a kiss, Australia's batting brutes plunder the Kiwi bowlers to all parts of the national capital. Welcome to Sport, everyone. Big news and great news for Hawthorn star Jared Roughead, the four-time premiership hero, revealing he's cancer-free. The positive prognosis coming way ahead of schedule. North Melbourne ruckman Todd Goldstein says he was surprised as anyone to be linked with a move to the West Coast Eagles during the trade period. Goldstein is currently into his 11th pre-season at the Kangaroos and is now a veteran of an evolving list. But he says shifting clubs was never an option. Australia is turning the screws in Game 2 of the one-day series with New Zealand in Canberra, with some power hitting from David Warner and a much-needed return to form from WA's Mitch Marsh, putting the home team in a dominant position. Warner's 10th international one-day century coming off a runner ball. Marsh smashed 7 sixes in his unbeaten knock. The Black Caps needing something special if they're to keep the three-game battle alive. Lockie Reid has the highlights. Minute for helping spin a great yarn and setting records for events most of us didn't even know existed. They all fly away with our play of the day. In the cricket, New Zealand 2 for 151 after 27 overs. They still need 228 off 136. And Australian hockey's on a rebuild, Narelda. And Colin Batch is the new coach of the Kookaburras and Paul Goodwin, coach of the Hockeyroos after their horrible Olympic game campaign.
Yeah, good. Thanks very much, Goss. Schultz is back with the weather next.
Yes.
Fresh start.
Yeah, fresh start. Fresh.
With lightning strikes causing havoc across the country, we take a look at how you can avoid being hit by a bolt this storm season. We'll see you at 6:30.
Very good evening. Christmas trees are popping up all over the city, a sure sign of summer. We've got another mild day tomorrow, but we are expecting some heat on Friday and Saturday. The sky scan shows a bit of smoke or haze around early today. There was also some high cloud that decorated the sky for a while, but most of that cleared off during the afternoon and it's pretty sunny outside at the moment. The maximum temperature got to 24.7 degrees. That was at 18 minutes to 1 this afternoon. The overnight minimum 12.9 at 14 past 5. It's back to 20 at the moment with the sea breeze at 20 kilometres an hour. The barometer a little over 1,014 hectopascals and it's fairly steady. The relative humidity 57%. Out to the east today it got to 32 degrees at Northam, 28 at Bullsbrook. Most locations were 25 degrees or less and the lowest was 21 on Garden Island. And that was the equal lowest in the state today, and the only other location to record 21 was Cape Leeuwin. Up in the North Kimberley it got to 42 degrees at Wyndham and the cold spot overnight was Jarrawood with a minimum of 5 degrees. The heaviest fall of rain in the 24 hours up until 9 o'clock this morning came from Cygnet Bay up in the northwest Kimberley. That was 62 millimetres and there were a few falls down into the interior. Warburton had around 10 millimetres. Now the series of satellite photographs shows that activity. It also shows a cold front approaching the southwest corner of the state. Since 9 this morning, the best falls have been back in the Kimberley region. Mount Barnett Station has had 30 millimetres and there's been light falls at Fitzroy Crossing and Halls Creek and a further 18 millimetres at Warburton. Onto the chart and you can see the front moving through. With that there is a strong wind warning for coastal areas from Two Rocks around to Eucla, and on the west coast there is another strong wind warning from Jurien Bay to Coral Bay to cover the southerly with the ridge of high pressure coming in behind it. Rainfall, that weak front will produce some light showers southwest of a line from Perth to Bremer Bay. They will contract to the southern coastline pretty early in the day, and up in the north they're expecting showers and thunderstorms to continue in the Kimberley, the Pilbara, the interior and also the Eucla division. There are fire weather warnings tomorrow for the Goldfields and that's where the fire danger is extreme tomorrow. Fire weather warnings also for the Gascoyne, the interior and the Eucla division. Here are your temperatures. Many locations are expecting some precipitation, although around the southwest corner it is going to be reasonably light. Up in the north, very hot for Kununurra, 43 degrees, 38 in Newman, but near the south coast, 19 expected at Albany. Around the nation, showers or storms are expected in Darwin, Alice Springs and Brisbane tomorrow. Sydney could pick up an early shower and Adelaide a late shower. The other cities should be fine. On the waters, the winds will become strong during tomorrow. South to southwesterlies at 15 to 20 knots, reaching 20 to 30 knots late in the day. In the evening, they'll be going south to southeasterly behind the front and seas between 1 and 2 metres. The southwesterly swirl between 1.5 and 2.5. High tides, 0.9 of a metre at 5 minutes past midnight. Low tide tomorrow, 0.6 of a metre at 24 minutes to 11. The forecast for Perth is for the chance of an early light shower. Shouldn't put anything significant in the rain gauge, so if you haven't watered, you probably are going to have to. The afternoon's going to be mostly sunny. We'll have moderate to fresh southwesterly winds. We're expecting a minimum of 14 and tomorrow's top 24 degrees. Thursday should be a sunny day and we take a big jump up to 31 degrees. Friday, even hotter, up to 37 degrees. Saturday looks like it's going to be hot and mostly sunny too with 35 degrees. Sunday and Monday it looks like a middle level disturbance is going to come through and produce some light precipitation. Could be a good fall next Monday night into Tuesday, but we'll talk about that tomorrow.
Okay, thanks very much, Michael. Now, before we go, one US airport has gone the whole hog to take the stress out of travel this Christmas. Lilu, the therapy pig, has begun patrolling San Francisco airport, greeting people and performing tricks. She can shake hands, twirl and even play a toy piano. So far, it seems the Globe-Trotter is leaving travellers tickled pink. And that's all from the Perth newsroom for now. Thanks for your company. Star and 10 for Family Feud. Good night.
Good night.